It's warm, it's sunny, it's finally not raining, and it's finally not snowing. Except for today. This was about a week ago. I bet every one of you, at some point, have looked up from your schoolwork and said, why am I sitting inside doing my work? I really want to go outside. Or, gee, I wish I could just take my work outside with me. I remember last week, this was me. I tried really hard to finish my essay outside on the academic quad, and it was a complete failure. About an hour into this, my computer just completely blacked out. It died. The power just disappeared. Can you imagine this happening to you? Has this happened to you before? After speaking with many students, this is a common problem of anyone who tries to take the academics to the quad. Here at Worcester, we pride ourselves in joining our academic and independent minds and working together, but there is a major issue. We're combined by our constant need to stay inside because we are always using our laptops. Both students and faculty would like to utilize our ever-improving green space. We need to be able to charge our computers daily. In fact, I don't know anyone who can do any type of work without some type of laptop or camera or even their cell phone. Today, I'm going to talk about why it is a problem that students and faculty cannot take their work outdoors. Then I will describe the possible solutions that are within Worcester's reach. And finally, I will describe how Worcester can benefit from my proposed solution. So what is the main problem? The main problem is that people like being outside, and Worcester students like being outside. Well, I think it is a major problem that as Worcester students, we cannot take our work outside and be healthy. The main problem is that we don't have enough power, right? And according to the company's Dell's website, a laptop battery only lasts about 2.5 hours. Well, if you think about it, all of the things that you put your laptop through, it's not going to work anyways. Between the memory, the processors, and the constant plugging up of your computer to your charger anyways, by the time you want to go outside, your body life will probably be able to handle about 1.5 hours of life, max. So let's say that the average student's laptop does only work about 1.5 hours. What do? Do they just go outside and then go back inside when they're ready to go back in? Or when they just have no choice because the power is just completely gone? And this is even a big deal. Where after interviewing many students, I found that almost everyone on campus who has tried to go outside is really frustrated with this. And after interviewing my good friend Navishini Nair, a freshman at the College of Worcester, she said, "It is really distracting when you have to stop your work because your computer is about to shut down. I can't even think of a time when I didn't have to charge my laptop when studying." The first reason this is a huge deal is that the scenery is motivating outside. The first reason that working outside is very important is that the scenery is motivating. If you're one of those people who can work outside without being distracted, you will find that once you find a very sunny, or if you choose in the shade spot, you're ready to go for a good 2.5 hours at least. And number two, all students are tired of having to choose between the freedom of being outside and their work. No one wants to be confined to an outlet that's plugged to the wall. And number three, working outside is simply more healthier. According to the Cleveland Clinic in 2009, Ohioans have a record low of vitamin D deficiency. Record high. And according to the Cleveland Clinic, vitamin D is very important for maintaining your health. Not only does vitamin D prevent you from illnesses and diseases and lack of bone quality, it can really affect your school life. In fact, just on the way to school today, when I was thinking of how can I make my audience relate to this lack of vitamin D deficiency, I heard this girl in front of me talk about how she just broke her leg in soccer today, and her doctor was saying it could happen to do with her lack of vitamin D deficiency that was apparent in her blood test. Now, most of you would say, why don't you just take supplements or get it from milk or fish or vegetables? Well, the sun is the major supplier of vitamin D. As a person who is interested in pre-med, I find it very upsetting that doctors just want to push supplements into people. It's not going to work. You need the sun. And did you know that as a college student, most of us prioritize first our academics, then our food, and then hygiene, and after that, if you have any time after sleep, all you want to do is have free time, so that leaves no time for outside and no time for working out, unless you're just one of those spectacular few that like being outside. This means that students need an incentive to work outside. And why should you care? Why should you care that you're low in vitamin D and you can't work outside when you have a very nice, newly renovated library with a brand new course system? Well, first of all, professors should care, because have you ever seen a dead plant? This is what a plant looks like when it doesn't get enough sunlight. Now picture this as a student. They're tired, they're groggy, they're breaking their bones in sport because they're just simply lacking that vitamin D that they could get outside from working. This is probably why we look so tired in the mornings. Not because we were up late, procrastinating, or partying, but because we're just not healthy. And it's not even our fault. So what can be done? The College of Worcester should purchase solar laptop chargers so that students and faculty alike can get them from the library and use them. The school can purchase these laptop chargers for about at low of $150 to a high of $300, and I bet if we buy at least 10 wholesale, it would cost even less. The College of Worcester can also be funded by student-run organizations such as Woods or Piece by Piece, or even farming, or even organic farming. And this is how it will work. The school will purchase the laptop chargers, and they will be kept in the core section of the library. The core, because it is already a place for student support for their laptops, will be able to rent them out, and you will rent it out just like you would a book. A student who works at the core as a desk manager named Laura Haldane said, "This would be a great place to keep the charges. If we get them, we will already be able to help them because we already help the students with the computers anyways." So now just imagine this. And how do I know this will work? I know this will work because the University of Ohio, as well as Washington State, both schools which have similar weather to the College of Worcester, also use solar laptop chargers. Both of these schools do not get daily sunlight, and so anyone who's wondering, well, we don't have enough sunlight, or how would you keep them charged on a daily basis, this is how it will work. Also, the Chicago Tribune on April 13, 2011, stated that Haiti is also using lots of solar chargers because of their lack of power supply due to the hurricane. Now you might be doubting my solution, and you might be asking, the cost would be very expensive. Yes, it's only $150 each, but that's still money. Well, I'm saying, buying solar laptop chargers would be much cheaper than putting exterior outlets inside the buildings. Have you not seen these gorgeous buildings? They're all covered with brick. And since my mother's an architect, I know how expensive it is to repair any little crack that you put in a brick while renovating. Also, the school would get a discount. Clubs would be able to raise money, and I'm sure anybody outside of the school or alumni would be able to contribute. Students would really use them, so it's not like they would just be sitting in the library. Every day, now that it's spring, I've seen at least 10 people on the lawn trying to do some work. Most of them, who I know personally because I'm friends with many people who spend their time outdoors, are always complaining, "Sydney, I have to go back inside because my laptop just died." Well, I'm giving them a solution. Many of the people I have interviewed also have been like, well, the grass is already suffering because people don't like to use sidewalks. Well, my answer is, Joshua Reese, who works under Bo Mastrine of the grounds, who's the grounds manager, has stated that it's not the problem of growing the grass, it's the problem of planning the time to put the grass seed in. Once we make it a priority to keep growing our grass, we're pretty set on keeping it. So just visualize this. Students and professors alike can work outside. The students will be healthier, no more broken bones from athletes and just normal people because they're just lacking their vitamin D. Everyone will have so much more energy to do their work because they're motivated to do it outside. And even all of these great pictures that you can put on our websites and pamphlets to attract more prospective students. I know when I was looking for colleges, I was really looking for a place that had a lot of outside life, and to be honest, I was quite disappointed about how about the lack of people outside here at the College of Worcester. If this does not happen, students will continue to have to choose between their academics and being outside. More energy will be continued to use because students will still be plugging their outlets to the College of Worcester's outlets, and there will still be the same health issues. And in conclusion, if this does not happen, the students will just continue to suffer. We will be inside. So all we need is to purchase about 10 solar laptop chargers, and we'll be good. The environment will be better because we won't be using as much power. And just like the new roof on our gym, it will be more eco-friendly. It's warm, it's sunny, and all students have to do is rent a solar-powered laptop charger to go outside and think of all the possibilities we could do as a student.
So these solar laptop chargers, would they only be for Macs then, or are they usable for all computers?
So I was asked if these solar laptop chargers would only be applicable to Macs, and no, you can use these laptop chargers for any computer and some tablets as well, because the way they work is you plug them into the same place where you can charge your iPad until they fit into it.
So what happens when these things break and you have a bunch of these little chargers for the outside, and obviously, yeah, you want piece by piece, and alumni, Woods, and other organizations to finance this. What happens when they break?
So I was asked what happens when they break. Well, first of all, I looked at the warranty of a lot of these, and it's about 10 years. They're pretty sturdy. They can last through a little bit of rain. I mean, they'll take out when it's pouring. And secondly, because it's kept in core, or even if you put it in IT, it'll be just like if you ran out the cameras. Like a lot of these cameras you can take out for the semester if you have permission from your teachers, and it's just like that. I think students here are pretty good at maintaining the technology here.
What would you do about guaranteeing their return? Like, if students want them, then they just keep them for a really long time.
So because you would be renting them from either the library or IT, it would be like renting the cameras. So you would swipe with your card, and if you don't return it, you just pay for it like it would be a book. And also, it has been recommended to me that maybe the students should pay like a small fine, like $1 or something, just like an incentive to turn it back in. And I don't know why they would want to keep it. It's not been $10 all day.
All right, very good.